and rewards program. So you've got that, and you get some key learnings like public speaking. You learn how to work hard. You learn how to handle rejection. You learn how to public speak, look people in the eye. You learn how to earn your own way. That's probably the most important thing out of all of this. Um, as we get into the sales, we start to prepare because the ordering is just around the corner. We'll be getting product here soon enough in August, and we'll be selling here very, very shortly. So this is the kind of thing we need to be focusing on within our units with regards to prep. And it is a concept called the ideal year of scouting. It's where you marry up your unit's program, your scouting program, with the popcorn sale. The whole reason why we're selling popcorn is to fund the program. We want to make sure that families have as little out-of-pocket expense as possible to fund these scouting adventures. So we've got a great time right now in the middle of the summer to plan out what our program is going to look like here over the next next month or so before we start ordering our popcorn, get our popcorn, and start selling it. What do we want our program to look like for the fall of 24 and spring of 25? So do some brainstorming with your unit leadership, talk to your families, talk to your kids, figure out what those program elements are going to be. Then you assign a cost to each one of those activities. Anything and everything can be included here, whether you're a troop and you need a new troop trailer, whether you're a pack and need a new Pinewood Derby track, whatever you need, you can build into your budget. You want to map that out on a calendar so you can be transparent and show your families what the activities are going to be depending on the length of your program. Maybe it's a 10-month program, 8-month program, totally up to you guys on the length of program and the activities every month. But because you do that, you've got a budget, you lay it out on a calendar, you add that up and assume that every kid in the unit's going to participate in every activity. So from there, you can see your total program costs. We do all these things, provide all this equipment, whatever it may be. Here's the total cost of our upcoming scouting year. From there, you want to divide that by your popcorn commission because then you've got your unit sales goal. That could be a big number, especially if you've got some high adventure trips planned or you've got some equipment you need to buy. Not to panic, because what you want to do then is from your unit sales goal is divide that by the number of kids in your unit, because we're going to give them a per scout or per family sales goal. From there, we raise the money. We knock that out in a 6 or 8 week period, and then we enjoy our scouting year after that. The idea here is, can we get in and out of fundraising as quick as possible, raise the necessary money we need to be successful, and then we're off to enjoying our scouting program. So Trails Inn has some resources available for you. When you get into the unit leader portal, and I'll talk more about that here in a second, on the left side of the screen, you'll see some options for trainings and other materials. You click on that training link, it'll open up and you'll see some video trainings as well as some hard resources. And the program planner on the right is something that's available right now. This is the document I was talking about to help you plan out your upcoming year, budget it, goal set off of it, and just be totally transparent with your family so they can see what the upcoming program is going to look like. On the left is a good model for you if you've got some new folks coming into your unit, especially at the pack level. They may not be totally clear on what the cost of scouting is going to be. So you've got the ability to use this document. We can get this to you. Very simple expenditure document for your packs. Our dues, summer camp fees, national fee. If there's a council adventure fee, you build that in there. All the different uniform components, add all that up. You can see the total cost divided by the popcorn commission, and then you can see what the family has to sell to cover those costs there. So this is extremely, extremely important at the start of the sale because you want to make sure your units and your scouts are getting their budget and they're hitting these necessary sales goals, because we've got our program costs divided by our unit commission, got our unit sales goal. Then we take that unit sales goal divided by the number of kids in the unit, and we've got our scout sales goal. All the kids hit that sales goal. Guess what? 100% of the program is funded, and that's what it's about. We're selling popcorn, so we have as little out-of-pocket expense as possible. Ideal year scouting approach is the best way to make sure you're successful. I mentioned a second ago the unit leader portal. This is the piece of technology that you will use as a unit leader to manage your entire sale. It is mobile enabled, as the graphic here on the slide suggests. I would recommend accessing it via the laptop or maybe a tablet. And then I believe December, you were asking about having access to the unit leader portal. Sync up with Carol. She'll make sure your unit is committed. And once you're in the system, she can send you a notification and a link on how to get into the portal at the unit leader level. So you're not accessing your scouts selling page. So from the portal, you're going to order your popcorn. You can manage your roster, ask scouts to join your unit, set up your unit and scout sales goals. And as long as the kids are selling with the app, more on that here in a second, you'll get real-time reporting of their sales, whether that's in front of a store, door to door, or online. Can manage your inventory, look at your cash, your what is percentage credit card, what is cash, what is online. You're also able to do unit to unit product transfers. This is really convenient to where if you've got some excess product, you can find one of your, you reach out to your neighboring units. Maybe they've got a need for some of the excess you've got on hand. You can easily initiate a transfer to that unit. Council doesn't have to do anything other than have eyes on it. They can see it, but you initiate the transfer, the incoming unit accepts the product, and then you simply meet to exchange that product. Really, really convenient way to move excess inventory. And when you do that, all the accounting follows to the unit that accepts the product in. So it really makes it easy. And then really important in the portal, we're going to talk about this here in the next couple slides, is creating, scheduling, managing your storefront sites and shifts for all of your show and sell sales in front of retailers. So now that Mecklenburg County Council is part of the Trails End Storefront program, we have been securing some of the best times out there at premium locations. And we've been doing this based on storefront sale data, their merchandise being sold, their foot traffic, pro scouting retailers, that tie in very nicely with scouting. We're not there yet, but our goal is to try to put you at stores that are going to help generate one sale in every 3 minutes, right? So you'll have the ability as a unit leader to add your own stores if you want to, but you can go in right now and see some of the stores that Trails End has secured for the council. The claiming process is actually going to start this Saturday. So on Saturday, July the 20th, if you're a 20,000 case seller from 2023, your unit is going to have the ability to select 4 reservation blocks. And a reservation block is just a block of time, basically, depending on what day of the week you want to select. Saturday, for example, would probably have 2 blocks of time, a morning block and an afternoon block. So would Sunday, would have a morning block and an afternoon block. And then weekdays are typically, like a 4 to 8 p.m. block. So just 1 block of time, Monday through Friday. So first, this Saturday, 20K plus sellers from last year, you get 4 reservation blocks. On Sunday, July 21st, if you're a 15,000K seller from the year before or above, you're going to get 3 reservation blocks. Monday, the 22nd, 10K units and above are going to get 2 reservation blocks. And then on Tuesday, July 23, the green flag drops for everybody, unlimited reservation blocks. And there's no district restrictions. You can pick any location you want across the council. So when you go into the unit leader portal, this is a screenshot right here. So you can see on the left side, down from the dashboard, unit info, the training, there's a storefront management link and a storefront reservation link. Storefront management is where you would add your own stores. Maybe you're going to sell in front of church on Sunday, or maybe there's a Renaissance fair you're going to be present at. You're going to sell there. You can set up those storefronts for your kids within your unit for those kind of places if you want. The storefront reservation process is going to be more the big box retailer stores. And when you click on that reservation, you'll see the following come up. And you want to make sure there in that drop-down menu right now where it says all districts, right in here. Oh, can't get my arrow to work. Right here. Make sure your drop-down says all districts. Then you'll see all of the available stores across the council and the blocks of time where you can make it. Right now it's showing unavailable because this is all closed until Saturday. But if you're a 20K plus seller, you'll have the ability to reserve one of these blocks come Saturday. When you
Bruce,
do
what
that,
time do these blocks open on Saturday?
great question, Carol. I'm glad you asked. It's going to start at noon Eastern on Saturday, and that'll be the time on Sunday, on Monday, and on Tuesday. So it'll be noon Eastern each day. And if you're one of these sellers that has a group of blocks on Saturday or Sunday, or even Monday, and you forget to pick right at noon, don't sweat it. Or you forget to pick that day, that's fine. Your picks roll over to the next day. So I would just advise everyone, however, if you're a 20,000, 15,000, or 10,000 selling unit at those levels, be sure to pick before noon on Tuesday, because once Tuesday rolls around, it's unlimited picks for everybody. Once you select reserve, you can see here on the next slide, there's a little reserve button that pops up. It shows you your start time, your end time, gives you the details, and then you reserve that into your unit. If you're seeing this little flame up in the corner of some of these blocks of time, that means that was a hot spot last year. It did really good with a per hour average. So that might be one you want to take a look at. Just trying to tip people off and give them an advantage to maybe take advantage of those slots. So that is how the process is going to work. And you're going to see things like Lowe's and Food Lion and kind of some big box stores there. We're working with Walmart as well. We may not have all the Walmarts loaded in the system by this weekend, but once we do, we'll give everybody notice where they can go back in and pick up some shifts there. But you as unit leaders will also have the ability, per this other link right above the storefront reservations under storefront management, to add your own stores. Maybe there's a Mexican restaurant you want to sell in front of, or a coffee shop, or like I said, sell at your church. You can click on that reservation management, add your own storefront, and then you'll be able to have your families claim those hours, right? You have the ability to break up that block of time to be worked however you see fit as a unit leader. Any questions on that so far? Okay, great. As we continue,
I have a quick question.
No, you sure, go ahead.
Will there be a way to view all the different listings before the Saturday noon sign up time? Just so that we can kind of figure out what we want to be targeting?
You can go in right now to that unit leader portal and click on storefront reservations, and you can see all the stores that are listed right now. So
okay,
take a look. And keep in mind, we are adding stores all the way up into up to Saturday. So might see a few more change between now and then, but you kind of get an idea of where we're at right now as we get closer to Saturday and the storefront process starting. As we look at some of the trainings that are available on that unit leader portal, one of the first headings is a training link. And when you click on that, we've got a bunch of new videos for 2024. You can go in right now and see what's new if you're a returning leader and you've done this before. But if you're a new leader, all kinds of great material for you to get yourself acclimated with the campaign. I do your scouting, how to do a good unit kickoff, how to get your parents bought in and engaged, leader training on the portal to make sure you understand how the technology works, best practices at a storefront, how to manage your storefronts, how to reserve those spots, how to manage them, inventory. We've actually got our webinars there in that middle section, that QR code. If you scan that, it'll take you to the reservation page for the Trails and webinars, which have started today. Today's our first day of webinars. Don't panic. They're going to be happening all through the rest of the summer into the middle of September. There'll be multiple sessions each week with multiple sessions each day we're holding it. So there'll be an early session and a later session to accommodate folks on the West Coast. And you can take any session that you want, whatever works for your schedule. But really encourage people to look at some of those videos before they do come to the training. And you've got Trails and experts that are online while you're watching this to answer questions. So it's really a great opportunity to get yourself, acclimated with all the sale can do for your unit. You've got questions on something, need clarification on something, got live support at the webinar to help with that. Additionally, at that leader portal, I showed you the unit program planner to help do your budget. That's there. A leader guide is there. a scout pitch to help the scout, make their sales pitch exactly how that should sound, and what you can practice to get them acclimated before they get out there and start selling. All kinds of resources for you as a leader to make sure your show and sell goes off without a hitch. I mentioned a second ago the Trails End app. This is an extremely important piece of technology, especially if you're going to have kids selling. It is a point of sale tool for anybody that's going to be selling popcorn in your unit. And this app does a lot. It's really, really cool because it allows you to track, report real-time sales across the various ways to sell. You can take cash and credit cards on the app. You can look at your inventory by scout and by your storefront location, and you can schedule your kids for storefronts right out of it. Again, it's important to remember that the app itself is a point of sale tool. This is not something a unit leader is going to be managing their sale on. Now, if you, the unit leader, are out there with your scouts selling in front of a Lowe's or in front of a Food Lion or something like that, you'll want to have the app open so you can process sales. And this is important to call out. All the credit card processing is powered by Square, probably the most well-known mobile credit card payment method on the planet. Trails End covers all those credit card fees, and all the Square hardware works with our app. So whether it's a Bluetooth reader, whether it's one that plugs into your device and you swipe the credit card, even if you have to manually type in the credit card, Trails End covers all of those costs. So really good benefit to using this tool as a unit leader, because you don't have any added costs of incurring those credit card fees. We've also got the ability to have your scouts added. They can put in their zip code to register. Families only need one email for multiple accounts. So if you've got a returning scout coming back from last year, same login and password as the previous year. And families can, toggle in between the kids and their family, right, depending on who they want the credit to go towards. Scout Rewards. This is the rewards program that's paid for by the council, and it's points-based. So you've got kids earning points based off dollars sold, and those points translate over to dollars. So you can see on the right side of the screen the point levels and what that turns over to Amazon e-gift card. It's an electronic e-gift card program. It goes to the scout directly, reducing work on the unit leader. So the unit leader didn't have to worry about managing prizes or having prizes shipped and having them distributed. You've got the ability to let kids get their electronic gift card. They can select from literally millions of options on Amazon. And the Amazon does the rest, delivers the product or the prize right to the scout's home. Any scout that makes a sale that's with a credit card or debit card or online sees 1.25 points for every dollar sold. If they do cash, they get 1 point for every dollar sold. We've got a feature in the app that is called Parent Pay Now, and this allows parents, if their scout have collected sales with cash, maybe the parents want those airline points or credit card points. If you swipe your card for that, your scout this year will get 1.25 points when the parent employs the Parent Pay Now. So let's say you're out selling door to door, you sold a couple $100s worth of popcorn in cash. End of the day, you want to swipe your card as a parent, deposit that money in your account to pay that down. Your scout now gets 1.25 points for those sales versus just 1 point for straight cash. On top of that, we've got some bonuses that we're offering this year. If you sell $500 an hour per scout for any 2-hour storefront shift starting in July, running through middle of December, scout will get 0.5 bonus points for every dollar sold if the unit selects the one scout, one parent per shift split method. We'll talk more about that in the upcoming slide. But unit leaders have the option to decide how they want to split those storefront sales. We're seeing quite a bit of success with the one parent, one scout out in front of the store. So that's one of the reasons why we're throwing this bonus out there, to encourage more units to consider that for the upcoming year. Additionally, any scout that does $250 or more online, this started on July 1st, running through the end of August. If they do $250 online by the end of August, they'll earn an additional 100 bonus points. So great way to get some additional points and help a scout get a better gift card as a result. I mentioned a second ago the split method. You as a unit leader, as you're setting up your unit sale, have the option to decide how you want those sales split for your kids that are out there selling in front of stores. So you've got 4 ways of splitting right now. You've got one parent, one scout, where the scout gets credit for exactly what they sell. You've got the split by shift method, to where, let's say you've got 2 kids working a 2-hour shift. Those 2 kids split what they sold for those 2 hours. And then let's say you have another 2-hour shift and 2 other kids coming in. They would then split the sales they make for their 2 hours. So these are probably 2 of the most popular ways that I can promise you better sales results, because the kids really see the direct results of their efforts, of their labor. The next way to split your sales are by day. So let's say you're maybe a larger unit. Maybe you've got 3 or 4 storefronts running simultaneously. You want to make sure you've got good head count at each one of those stores. You may want to split it by day, which makes sense. Totally makes sense if that might be the way to do it, especially if you're a bigger unit. The final way to do your storefront splitting is by year. And this is one I would not recommend, because the scout's not going to know what they earned until the campaign is totally over. Furthermore, this is also a storefront split method that we are likely retiring for 2025. So this will be the last year we do that. So again, I'd really recommend you take a look at a split by shift method. If you're a smaller unit, maybe a split by scout, or so one parent, one scout. And then lastly, if you're a large unit, you've got a lot of territory to cover, multiple storefronts taking place, give the split by day consideration as well, if you've got challenges getting enough people to run the shifts from a volunteer standpoint as well as from a scout standpoint. I mentioned already the reservations, but just to reinforce it, it's going to start on July 20th, noon Eastern. You can see what your 2023 sales are and how many reservation blocks you'll get each day. Now that we've done our prep, it's going to be time to sell. All right. We've done our budgeting, we've goal set, we've communicated what the program is going to be to our families. They know what the cost of that program is going to be. They know if they sell a certain amount, they're going to be able to go out and raise those funds to offset their scouting costs. Now it's time to go out and do the work. We got to go out and sell. There's 3 ways to sell if you're new to this process. There is the storefront way of selling, or show and sell, where you've got the product, you're showing it off in front of a high foot traffic retailer. You sell it right there, collect for it, and deliver it all at once. Really, really convenient way to sell. We've really seen the sale pivot to this method because of that convenience. There's no need for additional delivery on the back end of the sale. And you just have a lot of opportunity. If people tell you no, you're going to get another opportunity to ask somebody else, 10 seconds later at most. And again, the best practice that we're seeing out there is one scout and their parent per shift. The next way here on the slide is online. This is great if you've got family on the other side of the state or family on the other side of the country. You can sell virtually to your family and friends. You can share your online fundraising page via text, social media, or email. Trails End does the shipping. We ship it to the customer, and all the payments are collected via credit card. Free shipping happens when somebody purchases $65 or more worth of product. There's no shipping cost. If they don't hit that threshold, they'll pay a shipping fee of, I want to say it's going to be about $12 or $13 this year. And it's not per product. That's just the one flat shipping fee until you cross that $65. And then lastly, there's wagon sales or door-to-door sales, or also known as a take order sale, because you're going door to door and taking that person's order. We've seen this evolve over time as well. The best way to do this, if you do want to go door to door, take product with you. Have your unit leader check product out to the families if they want to sell door to door, and let them sell door to door. And you can limit what you give them too. Maybe you only want to give them the 3 best selling items, like the white cheddar, the microwave, and the kettle corn. Maybe that's what you want to stick to. Give them an allotment and let them go out and sell it. That way, as they go door to door, they won't have to come back at a later time and deliver it. The app can record all of these sales, and it can also record an undelivered order. So you'll be asked to get that product to those customers when the sale concludes. But it's really important as you sell door to door or sell with product in a wagon that you mark those sales either delivered or undelivered. This is probably the most important slide I've got in the presentation, especially if you're new to this process. It's about how you get a customer to buy. It's the Scout sales pitch. And the best way to go about this is personalize it, right? Hi, my name's Chris, and I'm earning my way to go to Seabase. Can I count on your support? You'll notice there that we're not asking anybody to buy popcorn. We're asking for their support. Or will you help me go to Seabase? Or will you help me fund our adventure? You don't ever want to ask somebody to buy overpriced, expensive popcorn because they are going to say resoundingly, no, thank you, I do not. But if you make an appeal to these folks and how they can be of service to you, will you help me go to camp? Will you help us fund our adventure? Will you help us do whatever it may be, right? You guys as unit leaders can decide what that little tagline needs to be to pull on people's heartstrings. But when you ask somebody for help versus asking somebody to buy something, they are much more inclined to, yeah, I'll help you. I'll be happy to support you. I heard a good tip this last Saturday when I was doing a training. A lady said, we have our scouts start off every conversation with everybody as they walk by our table is, can I ask you a question? You know, right away, it's, you're getting somebody to think and hopefully say yes. Most people will say, yes, you may ask me a question. From there, they will go into their sales spiel. Hey, we are trying to earn money to go to camp next year. We're trying to earn money for our Eagle project, whatever it may be. We're trying to earn money for a new troop trailer. Will you help us reach that goal? Will you help us hit that? You'd be surprised how many yeses people get. If you've got younger kids in that lower block in front of you there, in that tan block, you got to remember the simplest thing for kids to say is, will you help me go to camp? It's just that easy. Don't ask to buy popcorn. Will you help me? You'll be surprised how eager people will be to support you. But you're still going to get some no's. That's fine. Smile. Thank you. Have a great day. Thanks for coming by. Be very polite. They may go back in that store. And then when they're coming back out, hey, thanks again for stopping by. Can I help you with those groceries? You need help getting out to your car? You will be surprised as well how that could yield some additional sales. Always be polite, be friendly, have a smile on your face, even when people tell you no. As we start our storefront prep, right, especially for folks that are new to this process, you got to make sure you got enough popcorn to sell probably $400 to $500 an hour. Make sure you've got that on hand. So if you've got, a Saturday and a Sunday at Lowe's and you're going to be out there all day, you better make sure you've got between probably $4,000 and $5,000 for the popcorn as minimum, because you are going to churn through quite a bit of that. Make sure your phone's charged. Make sure you've got the app downloaded and open before you set up. If you've got your Bluetooth Square reader, make sure that's charged and ready to go. We recommend that 6-foot table. There's banners available. If you need one, get with Carol. We can probably get some more down there to you, or at the very least, help you print some locally. Cash box with some small bills. Make sure your scouts hit the restroom before the shifts, especially the littler kids. Place your products on the table highest to lowest, and never put prices on the table because people will lowball you every time. The scouts need to be in uniform. They need to be standing in front of the table and bringing customers over. Hey, can I ask you a question? Hey, would you like to see what our pack did last year? Hey, can you help us go to camp? Get out there in front of these folks and encourage them to come see your table and help support your adventure. Be courteous, smile, look everybody in the eye, guide them to the table, help them pick the products. I always recommend the most expensive product should be the Scout's favorite, or if they can't decide, I'd go with maybe these two. Always try to be upselling for sure. And then let the parent or the adult handle the money so the Scouts can pull more customers over to the table. It's also important to keep your kids positive. They are going to hear no, and they're going to hear no a lot. There's nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of good examples out there of unit leaders making the no game something that keeps the kids engaged. On the table, they'll have a tablet and, pen and paper. And every time a scout gets a no, they make a tick mark by their name. And maybe after 20 no's, you get a free ice cream cone at Sonic or McDonald's or whatever it is, right? You make a game of it. So kid isn't afraid to keep asking, and no's aren't the end of the world. All right. Parents handle the table, the product setup. Thank everybody as well. Just like the scouts are being polite, parents be polite, be polite. Don't be afraid to share your story with people as they're coming by. Another pro tip I've heard recently, the banner that they've got hanging in front of the table, folks are customizing it. They're printing off big pictures. They're taping those pictures to the banner. They're putting their unit number on there and maybe the charter org. They're customizing a little bit, which is great. Get people talking. And then make sure you get those orders in through the app, track everything through the app and get your donations in as well. We want to encourage credit card because Trails End pays all the fees. It's run by Square, which is extremely great way to take online payments, very safe, trusted out there. The swipers, all the hardware from Square works with our app. Even if you've got to manually type in the credit card and you get a notice that says you're going to incur higher credit card fees for this, that's fine. Doesn't matter. We pay all the fees. So make sure you log it through the Trails End app so we can pay those credit card fees. New for this year, we're offering Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Cash App Pay. You do not need any kind of hardware to employ these methods of taking payment. It's a simple phone tap. So when you're processing the sale, you'll see in the app, it'll say credit card, it'll say cash, and then it'll say customer device. And if the customer is going to pay with Apple Pay, Google Pay, or Cash App, that's how to go. Just a simple phone tap, phone to phone. I mentioned earlier the Parent Pay Now feature. We've also got a Leader Pay Now feature this year where leaders can swipe that cash. Maybe your unit's collected $1,000 in cash for that show and sell table, and as you're wrapping things up, you want to swipe your card for that and get those points. You've got until end of that day, so it says 12 p.m. ET. That should be 11:59 p.m. ET. That day to wrap up your sale. And again, every scout that worked those shifts gets 1.25 points when the leader does Leader Pay Now. So great way to get your kids more points. And the same holds true if a parent does Parent Pay Now. Depending on how the unit leader has decided the split method is going to work. If your scout's working on a storefront with other scouts and the parent utilizes the Parent Pay Now, those kids that work those shifts will all get that 1.25 points. Here's your mix for 2024. Not a lot of changes from last year. You got our peanuts at 30 and 25, our salted caramel, our s'mores. Good news on the s'mores this year. We've got no production restrictions on it this year, so you'll be able to order exactly what you need there. Our white cheddar, our microwave, our popping corn, and our sweet and salty kettle. I will suggest to those of you that are new to this and you've never sold before, when you're putting in your initial order, you've got the option at the top of the screen to put in the retail dollar amount. Whatever amount you put in, Trails End will give you a recommended ordering quantity by item. So maybe you want to order $5,000 for the product. You put that in there and the system will tell you order this many cases of peanuts, this many cases of salted caramel, this many cases of white cheddar, so on and so forth. I would strongly recommend you follow those recommendations. We want to set you up for success. We know that the popping corn is not going to be 15% of your mix. We know that the s'mores popcorn is not going to be 25% of your mix. So follow the recommendations that we're putting out there within a point or two. That would be our suggestion to you. Additional good news for 2024, the Heroes and Helpers donations. Those of you that have been doing this for a while, I'm sure you're going to like to hear this. You'll sell these Heroes and Helpers donations through the app. And for those folks that are new, this is just a donation. It goes to the military, it goes to first responders, goes to a variety of organizations that are, considered heroes and helpers to us as citizens. And it works just like any other order. The council and the unit get commission off of this, but Trails End does all the fulfillment. We're the ones that get this product to people. So before, when you'd sell it, at the end of the sale, you would still have to order it. And it created all kinds of confusion with regards to what my inventory is and I'm showing I'm off this many donations. I've sold this many, but I haven't ordered any with the council. Don't have to worry about that at all for 2024. It's going to be automatically processed every night, be reflected on your unit order every day the following morning. So it eliminates any need for manual ordering. It's saving a tremendous amount of time and simplifying the entire accounting and true-up process at the end of the sale. Online best practices, again, it's safe and easy. You're going to see a variety of other products online too. You're going to see some beef jerkies, some different chocolates. You're going to see some trail mixes, some holiday items, right? Totally different, as well as some same items, right? You're going to see some of the same stuff you're selling there too. You don't have to handle the cash. The prices may be a little different from what you're offering versus what we show online, which is fine. You can customize your page as a scout. Send that out via social media, send it out via text, tell your story on why you're selling online, and then you share it. You share it through those things I was talking about earlier, social media, emails. There's been some extremely diligent scouts over the years that, get their parents, friends and family, maybe close clients, coworkers, things like that. And they'll send out emails every week until everybody on that list buys. The key to online success is you just got to be perseverant. You've got to remember, okay, I sent out an email to 50 people last week. Looks like in the last 6 days, I've had 5 people buy. Well, guess what? I'm going to send another 45 emails tomorrow. You just continue that process all the way through the end of the sale. So we've gone out, we've sold, we've had a lot of success. We need to wrap up our campaign so we can focus on scouting. That's what we want to do, is go out and start having great fun and do our adventures. To make sure you place that final order. If you've got any undelivered orders, make sure you've got product to account for that, either from your show and sell returns or what's left over, or if you've got to order more product from the council. The system will tell you what you need to order based on what's been logged in the app. Submit your rewards, get those off to the council so we can turn around and get those to the kids. We want to get the kids the rewards as fast as possible. If you're using the app and processing credit card sales, it's going to pay down your balance with the council. If you don't have a balance with the council, we're going to submit those. You guys are going to submit those rewards, and we're going to turn them around in about 4 or 5 business days to the kids. Really important that the units claim the reward. They don't have to spend it, but the scouts need to claim it. So the scout will see in the app a little notice, like a little red dot under rewards. And that means I've got a reward I need to claim. They'll get plenty of notification from Trails End. They're going to get notification from the council, but they need to get notification from the units as well to remind themselves to claim the reward, because the reward then goes away at the end of June 2025. So that's why I want to make sure everybody gets the rewards claimed. And then if you're a unit that has a payout that's due to you, your balance has been paid down to the council, you're continuing to sell online and sell with credit card. So Trails End has your cash. We want to get that cash to you as fast as possible. If you've got a bank account tied to the Trails End system, we can pay you weekly, provided you don't have any balance with the council. You order more product from the council, you now have a balance with the council. Your credit card and online sales will first pay down that balance before you can get cash from Trails End. You can request a payout be paid to you if you've got a bank account in the system. If you don't, you can request those monies be sent to the council. We'll send a remittance to the council so they know whose funds they are. At the end of January next year, if a unit has any outstanding monies that they've not requested be paid to them or the council, we're going to liquidate those funds. We're going to pay those funds to the council in mid-February, along with a remittance, and the council will get you guys your money. So it's not our money, it's yours. The council's closer to the units than we are. We want to make sure those units have their cash and have a zero balance going into the next campaign. As we get close to wrapping things up here, Trails End support, hit that QR code. Support@trails-end.com is the email address. We're ramping up our support staff. They're really good about getting back to you, especially if you're selling. You're out there on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon. They're really good about getting back to you if you've got some kind of issue. Also recommend you join the Trails End Facebook group. Great way for you to get best practices from other units across the country, see what some folks are doing to be successful, sales tips, maybe ideas for a program. Highly recommend that. And then lastly, on the right, you've got Carol and Kimberly's information. I know this has been circulated across multiple channels within the council, so you've got their info as well. So with that, that is all I've got for this evening's presentation. I'm open for questions.
I have one question. When do we start ordering popcorn?
Carol, you want to give them that date?
That day, you're gonna pick up your, and that's the other thing I want to mention, for those of you who sold popcorn before, we have moved up our selling day to start in August, and we're gonna finish up before Thanksgiving. So, the popcorn pickup or the packets are gonna be available for pickup at Roundtable, which is August, whatever your August roundtable is. Let me look, because I don't have the calendar in front of me. August 8th. So you'll have your popcorn pickup available in there, and that's when you can you'll have your show and sell order forms. If you go to the website right now and look under popcorn, the calendar is all on there, and all the dates that are on there when your order has to be turned in. We will open up, and Chris, maybe you can tell us when you'll open up the part for the show and sell orders, because I don't believe it's open as of yet.
I can open it right now, Carol, if you want me to.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess we always opened it right, closer.
You tell me. I mean, I can. It looks like the open date is out there for show and sell. It was right after the 4th of July. Show close date of 8/11. We probably need to assign the delivery location. So let me do that real quick. That's probably what's preventing people from being able to look in there and start playing with their order. So give me 1 second. I'll get that done.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know you're gonna open something up, but where do I look to find the date when the orders due?
Go onto the council website and look under popcorn, and there's the calendars on there. Okay. I don't know if we put the video from the last Popcorn University, but I think that should be on there. This video recording will also be put up there. And like I say, you'll get all that information in your popcorn packet in mid-August.
All right, I've updated the delivery, Carol, so folks should be able to go in there and start tinkering with their orders if they'd like.
Okay, I'll go check it out tomorrow. Any other questions? Well, I'm really excited about the storefront program. I think that's going to be great for you guys. I hope it is. I hope it increases your sales a lot. And if you've got questions, there's a multitude of people out there from Trails End, myself, Chris, that can help you. So
question. Sorry, I I was scrambling trying to find the link, and when I finally found it at 7:09, I've been waiting to get in since 7:09, so I feel like I've missed the entire thing here. This thing is being recorded, right? Where I can watch again?
correct.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I feel terrible we couldn't get you into the meeting.
No, it's okay. That's my fault for waiting until 6:50 to start looking for the link. That's all. That's all on me. FYI too, I was already on the council website earlier, so the calendar is up. The slides from the last call are up, but there's not any videos or anything up from the last call.
Okay, I will obviously we'll get this one, I'm recording this one, so we'll get this one up. Probably won't be tomorrow, but it'll, definitely be up there in the next few days.
Okay. Is there any way, I know you mentioned the first one, is there any way that first one is going up too, or no? I missed that one too, by the way.
I'm not sure if we recorded that one.
They're
Okay.
pretty much the same thing. I mean, we cover the same material, a little bit more in depth tonight on the storefront process, but
Okay.
the key message from both, kind of laid out how to plan, how to budget, how to goal set, how to tie your program into the popcorn sale, some of the technology things, leader portal app, sales pitch for the scouts, where you can go to get some of the Trails End training, the webinars, things like that.
Okay. So it's not much different than I did it last year. I started incredibly late. So, but I kind of know the process. And last year I was able to do, like, starting out very, very late with just 2 scouts. I was able to do almost $5,000. So I figure this year I should be in a much better place. So, okay. So the video will be fine, and I got the slides, and okay, I just want to make sure I'm not starting off late this year like I did last year.
We do have a few minutes. Does anybody who are, how many people are new this year? If you could let me know if you're a new popcorn kernel or new to selling popcorn this year. Are everybody returning, or got anybody new? Elizabeth, what unit are you with?
Pack 214 in Matthews.
Oh,
I guess I'll connect with our leader, which I think she might also be on the phone. But have the links been sent out, I guess, for registering on the website? And also, are there any places we are not allowed to go and try to set up our own booths? Obviously, where you guys have Harris Teeter's the only place. Okay.
yeah, Harris Teeter is not letting, it's not just us, they're not letting any organizations sell in front of their stores. So that's the only one I'm aware of.
Isn't there also a lot of
please look at the
pushback
list.
from Target?
Pardon me?
Target doesn't participate. Home Depot doesn't participate. I'll work with, if you go into the unit leader portal and look at storefront reservations right now, you can see the stores that are in there that we've targeted, right? There'll be Tractor Supply, Ace Hardware, Lowe's, Food Lion, kind of those stores, right?
Okay.
Anything outside of that probably will be fair game, but I'll work with Carol to get a list. And then you can take a look right now of what's in there, what'll be coming available on Saturday. Won't be able to select any of those, but you'll see what's available.
My other suggestion would be if you have a relationship with a small business, our unit over the years used to have a relationship with Cold Stove Creamery. And so they allowed us to set up in front of their shop. So if you've got a family that maybe owns a small business, that might be another avenue than trying to tackle these, these big box stores, but maybe, setting up in front of an ice cream shop, a coffee, whatever, but those, the smaller stores obviously offer just as much opportunity as the bigger stores.
My 2 cents from scrambling last year. Also, I'm still brand new, but I got one under my belt. Publix, FYI, just does not do it. Harris Teeter is kicking back. I tried with them, and you had to go through this whole corporate process, and it was months out before you can get anything. Walmart too, if you want to do it in front of Walmart, there's a whole process that you have to go through and sign up. So it's not quick. Just FYI, I learned that the hard way. Door to door in neighborhoods was pretty good for us, but it just takes a whole lot of time. Storefronts was the best. Someone that works with our troop, someone worked in Lowe's that was able to get us at the store without going through official process, and that was our savior that let us sell a whole lot of popcorn. FYI.
That's why I'm really excited about this storefront program. You guys don't have to do any of the legwork. Trailsden has already done it for us, developed these relationships. So please take advantage of that. Because I think it's just really going to be a great thing for us.
It's definitely the best bang for your buck. I put my son in front with the puppy eyes, and it is it's almost guaranteed. It's the best bang for your buck.
Love it.
Any other questions? I knew I want to do a hard stop at 8.
I'm going to jump off, Carol. I've got
Okay.
another training that starts here in 2 minutes, so
Yep,
I've got to
that's-
jump over to that one. Appreciate everybody being on, and have a great rest of your evening. Any questions, feel free to reach out to Carol or Kimberly, and we'll get you squared away.
Thanks, Chris. Anybody else? Any other questions?
No questions, just thank you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Good luck, everyone, and
Thanks, guys.
we'll be in touch soon.
All right, thanks everybody.